We are live. All right. I got Jamie there.
I'm here.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to see people coming in. So funny. I love webinars because you can't really see them walking in, but you see their little attendance numbers pop up there. So we are about 2 minutes to air time, and so I am going to kind of welcome everybody as they join in. They should be coming in right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got Miss Lily. We've got Anne. We've got everybody joining in here, coming onto the webinar. I love how the numbers on the webinar double right at the last minute. Everybody's like, oh, we got to join in now. They all wait till the last minute. I know how they are.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, I am super excited to be talking about this. I know that when you shared this topic with our EYI mastermind members, everybody was like bonkers over it. So I'm glad that our virtual friends are going to get to come play with us today too. So that is super awesome. So fun. All right. I have 1 more minute until we get live. So get yourself comfortable. Please turn off all other distractions, because what Jamie's going to teach you today is going to be super awesome and life-changing if you actually implement what she has to say. Okay. If you try to take this in by osmosis, it doesn't usually work so much. We're going to actually
Mandy, I'm going to switch over. I'm going to switch over to, I see that it's showing up as like the PowerPoint, and I want to try to get it to the slideshow. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen and then just pop back in with a different screen, if that's
Sure.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So while she's getting that taken care of, welcome Frida and Steve and Marnie and Stuart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys will let me know where you are calling in from. I always like to know what city, what state, what country even we've got people coming in from. And I see some people are joining in via the YouTube stream. Welcome. Welcome to you guys. And Jamie, those slides look great. I think we're ready to roll, right?
Wonderful. Yay, thank you.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for the Expand Your Impact Insider, or the Expand Your Impact Insiders call. And today I have one of our Expand Your Impact mentors. Jamie is the productivity mentor. And what that means is Jamie is a client of mine. And because of the great work she's been doing with her clients and in the community, growing her business, I asked her to come on and be a mentor for the growing Expand Your Impact community. We're over 2,500 people strong in the Facebook group, and there's another 7,000 of you who hang out via the other social media mechanisms. And our mission is really about, for me, to bring together some of the top industry leaders in their areas of expertise, Jamie's being productivity, outsourcing, putting systems into place. And so when she talked at our mastermind meeting last month about how she had helped one of her clients increase their blog readership, actually just one blog post, by 216 readers, I knew that this was a topic that all of you would be very interested in hearing about, because I know I've been there, guys. I have written, I went from somebody whose mommy read her diaries, and so she was afraid to blog or put anything online because she was afraid she'd be judged by it, and actually really energetically not receiving people seeing my content for a good amount of time. But when I finally decided, you know what, I got something to say and I need people to hear it, and I would spend all this effort writing this blog, and then crickets. Nobody would like, nobody would comment, nobody would share. And it was so disappointing to have spent all of this time, feel guided to write content, and then have nothing happen because of it. And if you're like me, you might have gotten to that point where you just want to quit and throw in the towel and say, this doesn't work, right? So I'm bringing Jamie in today to talk to you about some steps you can take to actually get people to read your blog, because people reading your blog means they can get to know you, they can get to like you, they can get to trust you. And that, the faster you have that happen, the more likely they are to come and be your clients with total ease. And that's what you guys are all ultimately looking for, is more clients, more money, more fun, more freedom, right? So with that, I am going to shut up and turn the stage over to Jamie. One quick check-in though, if everybody will let us know, I see Jamie's slides. So if you guys are seeing Jamie's slides on the screen, if you'll hit in the chat that you can see them, that would be awesome. And if we are not seeing them, then we'll make that adjustment. So, but I think that's the case, and I'll shut up now. Take it away, Jamie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to play with us today. Mandy, thank you so much for extending this wonderful invitation. I'm so excited to be here and to share this webinar content with all of you. So we're just going to jump in here, and through the process, I'll introduce a little bit more about myself, but I do want to jump in here and also invite you to please post any questions or comments in the chat area. I'm monitoring it. Also, Mandy, I know, is monitoring it. So any questions that you have, I'll be really happy to stay on the call until the end and make sure all your questions get answered. Let's just jump in here. So within your industry, I just want to have a little interactive moment here. Within your industry, which of these do you feel best describes you? And you can pick more than one. And I really invite you to, be bold. Type it in the chat. Type as many as you want. So do you consider yourself to be an expert, an authority, an influencer, an innovator, a thought leader, a pioneer, a visionary, a strategist, a trailblazer, or even a rock star? And I would think that if you are in this webinar, you probably do fit any number of those categories, quite honestly. The truth of the matter is that people want to learn from people who are considered to be all of those things: an expert, authority, influencer, innovator, thought leader, a pioneer, a visionary, a strategist, a trailblazer, and yes, even a rock star. So even if you don't feel that you are any of these things yet, and I encourage you to feel that you are, but blogging helps you to step into the role of expert. Blogging is a creative platform. It's your stage where you can find your voice. Blogging helps you to stand out among the thousands of other posts that are on Facebook, etc. And if you consider yourself to be, and I just fill in the blank here, an expert, and you position yourself to be an expert, and you connect with the right audience, those people will want to learn from you. People who read your blog will look to you as a reliable resource for information on your area of expertise. And in the process, they will learn how you can help them. So why you need a blog? A blog helps to establish authority. A blog helps to drive traffic to your website. And a blog helps convert that traffic into leads. So according to a HubSpot survey, 60% of businesses who blog actually acquire more customers. And today I'm going to show you how you can wake up every day, relieve that your marketing efforts are systematized and optimized to run efficiently, and that you can drive more traffic to your website and take your business to the next level without feeling overwhelmed or frustrated. There are two simple steps to blogging success. The first one is visibility, and the second one is consistency. A blog is like having a billboard for your business, and your blog is your safe space where you get to control the traffic pattern, where none of your competitors are posting their ads, and where you have 100% editorial control over what is posted and shared. Every post you publish is a long-term asset which helps build brand awareness and promote your expertise. In order for your blog to create a lasting impact, you must be consistent in delivering purposeful content. Invite people to read your blog so they can learn from you, learn more about you, and most importantly, learn about how you can help them. Let me know, and you can type in the chat, do you already have a blog on your website? Yes or no in the chat, if you would, please. Oh, and I do see, I'm just looking at some of the comments here. Visionary, we have expert, authority, influencer, This is great. Good. I'm so glad that you all see yourselves as such. This is wonderful because it's really going to help. This webinar will really help you in getting all of your content out there to represent yourself that way. So, okay, great. And how many of you are sharing blog content already on your social media platforms? Are you sharing? Yes or no? And are you growing your audience on social media platforms? How often are you sharing content from your website? And here's a little note for you. If you're posting your articles only once on social media, it's not enough. Posting just once can ensure the post you worked so hard on developing all but dies on the vine. Mandy was mentioning that, and I've been there too. You know, you think you struggle over your words and you edit it, and you might even have a friend take a look at it. Does it make sense? Oh, it's perfect, wonderful. And you put it out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and maybe a few people see it, maybe nobody sees it, and then that's it. But it stays on your website, fine, you know, but there's so much more that you can do with that content. Are you measuring your results? Are you checking your Google Analytics numbers? Are you, doing any kind of reporting on your own metrics? On today's call, I promise to share the most effective strategies to drive traffic to your website, have more people read your blog articles, and ultimately, hopefully, get more clients. And on today's call, I'm going to uncover 7 specific ways that you can attract your ideal client, provide them your inspirational and problem-solving content, and invite them to take action to work with you. And I will also share the story of Dana and some others. I have some other case studies and what I call success stories, and how we got 216 new readers to Dana's blog. I have some other numbers that are quite impressive as well, but this one stood out when I was talking to Mandy, so we're gonna go with that. And like I said, I will share other success stories that have equally impressive metrics. So, and I promise by the end of this webinar, you will know how to consistently get more visibility, which is more people to read your blog posts. And at the end, I will share a unique opportunity, and I'm going to extend a special invitation to you all live on this webinar. So please stay till the end. As I said, I'm going to take just a brief moment to introduce myself. Not going to spend too much time here. This is me, Jamie Skolteti. I have a company called Upscale Your Business, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. I am a virtual assistant, executive level virtual assistant, and I also help my clients with social media marketing. I work mostly with coaches, life coaches, business coaches, executive coaches, leadership coaches. I just find the content that they share to be very inspirational. So for me, that's such a great fit. And this is my family. This is my husband. We've been married, it'll be 16 years this November. And no, actually 15 years, sorry. And we have a son, Spencer, and this is some of his baby pictures. And on the bottom corner here, he's just holding up his MVP trophy in his Little League team. He's MVP of his award-winning team. So very proud of him for that. And I love my life. I love my business. I get to, work with amazing clients. I have a terrific team that supports me in my own business. And I'm able to have a really great life when I can serve my clients and also be able to have the life that I really love to have. This is my website, upscaleyourbusiness.com. You can certainly check it out, but I would really love for you to stay on this webinar and learn what you came to learn. And then, of course, would really invite you and welcome you to visit the website to learn more about me and my services. A little bit about some of the clients that I've worked with. I proudly share these with you, but I just want to share some of the comments that I've received in working with some of my clients so you can understand why Mandy invited me here, why I would be considered an authority on this particular topic. This is Marcia. She's a leadership and life coach, and she stated that I'm her educator, advisor, and trusted business partner. That's how she sees me. I streamline and augment her business and business presence. This is Kara, an executive coach who credits me with increasing her social media presence across multiple platforms, and that the needs assessment and call to action that I helped her to create really helped to increase her client submission rates. And Stan credits me with always, let's see here, says really good marketing instincts. And he was pleased to find that when he did a search for coaching for financial advisors, that his Facebook page came up first on the page, and that he credits me with that. So just a few very nice words about what people have said about working with me. And some media mentions. I've been featured in Forbes.com, in my local South Florida Business Journal. I've been featured on many podcasts, and I was one of 3 women selected to be highlighted and featured in Savvy Biz Women online magazine. It's just a little bit about me. So let's just jump right back in here. So I'm going to share with you the principles of social media marketing and engagement. We want to grow your audience by increasing targeted leads. We want to provide that audience with relevant content, yours and others. We want to drive new traffic to your website, provide some engagement and a call to action, very important. We want to drive those people to a consultation, a strategy session, so they can speak with you and learn more about what you can offer to them. And ultimately, we want you to be working with new clients. So those are the principles of social media marketing and engagement. Ultimately, you want to grow your audience, provide them with relevant content, and ultimately have them take action to speak with you and then work with you. There's 7 strategies I'm going to share with you today to boost your blog, and they're just listed here with the acronym for upscale. I will be going through one by one, so I'm not going to read them off here, but you can have a quick glance at them. And I will recap at the end. So if you wanted to take any notes, certainly feel free to do that. So the first strategy is to utilize existing content. We could be posting infographics. We could be sharing your case studies, your success stories, videos, your testimonials, podcasts. I also recommend frequently asked questions. Sometimes those are really great to share on social media. Of course, your articles, and then images and memes. So a meme is, for those of you who don't know, it's an image that is highly consumable and highly shareable. It's these kind of images that you see littered all through Facebook and Pinterest and even Instagram. It is a way to visualize or visually share your content. So this, for example, this is for my client Christy. She has on her website her blog is actually called The ABCs of an Extraordinary Life. And so what we did is we created these memes. So they're all the same. They look exactly identical. This one happens to be the D of her ABCs. So develop your gifts. And each one just has different content, but it looks the same. So it becomes recognizable as her brand. And so when people see it, they're interested to read it and then hopefully share it and hopefully go to her website. So you can see it's got the main thought, and then underneath it, kind of, covering where the mountains are, it says, you know what they are, those things that call you in the quiet of the night, the things you love to do, the things you want to do, develop them, be at least as much as what is calling you, and then dare to be more. And we've credited her with her byline, and also we provide both of her websites. Now, when we post these memes, we will typically send them to one or the other of her sites, depending on where she's promoting. Usually she's doing some kind of live event. So we will just promote, we switch off basically, but we list both websites on the meme so that they're aware that they can visit 2 sites. This particular item that I'm showing on the right, and it should pop up here any second, is what I call a blog blurb. And we would include an image from your blog, but this is just for the sake of this webinar. It's just a quote. Basically, a blurb is an excerpt directly from the article on your website. So this is actually from one of my articles on my website. It's, how do you know your clients know that your priorities are in alignment with their values? You should be consistently demonstrating these traits, and that's what I want to point out here, these traits in everything you do for them. And then the hook here is find out what they are. What are those traits? So it invokes some curiosity, and from there we might add a hashtag, maybe not every time, but a hashtag. It could be something like traits clients love or something like that, plus a link to the article on my website. And once they get to that article, my article and your article should have a clear call to action. If you are ready for help and support in this area, click here to schedule a time for us to speak. Click here to fill out my needs assessment form. That is a clear call to action. You're taking them by the hand and saying, here's the next step in learning. You like this article, it taught you something, hopefully, and if you're ready for help in that area, let's talk. So those you share on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Now we're going to talk about the next strategy, which is to publicize your posts. And this is a client of mine, Beverly Harvey. Beverly is a career coach. She specializes in working with C-level executives who are in either career transition or job search mode. I encouraged Beverly to write a book. I felt she had so much expertise, and I had written a book myself, so I I told her about the success I had had with it, how many people had, downloaded the Kindle version of my book and also purchased the hard copy of my book. So I encouraged her to write a book, and she did so. It's called Landing an Executive Position. And from that book, we created blog articles from each of her chapters. Just a shortened, we didn't do the entire chapter, just enough to get them interested. And the call to action on her blog articles was if you like this article, click here to purchase my book. Simple as that. We drove them to a page on her website that tells about the book, and then from there drive them to her Amazon page so they can purchase. Out of those blog articles, we also created blurbs from each of those articles. We typically do 5 of each, 5 tweets and 5 posts for LinkedIn and Facebook. So here's a metrics report that we provide to Beverly, and you can see across this line that I'm pointing to, unique visitors means new visitors that had never heard of Beverly before, or at least never visited her website. So you can see the lowest number here is 545, and the highest number I believe is 825. So this is every month consistently. So anywhere between 545 and 825 new visitors to her website. The next thing we did is we published posts on LinkedIn. There is a feature, if you're not aware of it, called published posts. And I believe in sharing your content there. If you don't have a lot of content, maybe do it once a month. If you have a lot, you can do it once a week. But from Beverly's blog articles that we published on LinkedIn, here is a metrics report showing that on her published post, which was called Why Pursue the Hidden Job Market, which is the bottom post here, we were able to garner for her 14,412 views. Pretty impressive, right? 19 tweets, 71 likes, 517 shares, 12 people on Google Plus gave it a +1, and 86 thumbs up and 56 comments. So this particular post was very popular. Certainly I credit, the content. The content was great and extraordinary, and it got people to engage with it and take it further. But anyway, publishing your posts on LinkedIn is hugely important and can get you a lot of interest. And it also gets you in front of people who may never have heard of you either. The next step in this process is to systematize your marketing process. So everything has to have a beginning and an end. And I'm going to share with you a few strategies here. I believe in systematizing everything. Everything in my business is systematized. And I try to, here's the thing. I've created all of this, what I'm sharing with you, for my own business. So I just want to let you know, I come from my own experience in all of this. And learning what I've learned over the years, I've been able to then translate what I've learned and help my clients in the same way. And this is one of those systems that I create called Social Media Publishing Schedule. This is by no means a must stick with this exact format, but you can see across the top we have the day and the hour. And when I show, let's say 10 a.m., it's somewhere in the 10 o'clock hour. So I never say, exactly 10 a.m. this post has to go out, but around that time is what I suggest. We have a list here of the items, and I'm going to touch back on that in just a moment. But then going further across towards the right, it's where are we posting this content? So if you can have something to this effect where you have some idea of what you're going to post and when, and kind of map it out, it will really help. Well, let's talk about a few of the items that I have listed here. I hope you can see them. It might be a little tough, but I'll just go through some of them. So we have subscription content. That may be your opt-in, your freebie, because let's face it, if they're not already on your website, how do they know that you have a free report on how to get more likes on your blog articles or whatever? So you might want to say, hey, click here to get my free report, and then they opt into your website. You could retweet a keyword. You can do your blog blurb. That's definitely one of those things that you want to be doing every day. Maybe a post from your ebook or even from your Amazon book. And a promotional tweet, or like if you look down on Monday, I have favorite resource. So you might want to post something that you use in your business or for your clients that really helps them. And if you're promoting that, people will remember you. So this is one way to systematize. Now, here's something else that I do for my business that I also do for clients, and I'm going to share with you. These sort of work hand in hand. So we have article inventory and blurb inventory. And I will share with you, we go left to right. We're going to look at article inventory first. what we do when we start with a client is we take an inventory of all that's currently on their website. What can we be promoting? So typically that's your blog articles, but it may be other things too. It may be your book, it may be other things. We create this, it's a spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet. You know, we put the title, we put the long URL link because we need to know where we're going to drive traffic to. Sometimes we'll have the date that's published, and then we create these blurbs. Then we post. So we work left to right, post to social media platforms. So let's take, for example, the first article called Gremlin, and we post that article once to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, all of your favorite platforms, just the one time. But that's typically, let's think about that. Typically, most people stop there. They post it the one time, it's put out on social media, it gets whatever engagement it gets, and then I'll use the term again, it dies on the vine. It's kind of, that's it. Now what? Now it just lives on your blog and it just kind of sits there until you write something else. And so you feel like, oh my gosh, I struggled over writing that. And now it's just kind of sitting there, not doing anything for me. From there, we also want to publish it on LinkedIn. Like I said, the published posts. You want to share those published posts with the LinkedIn groups that you're a member of that would find that content interesting. Not just every group, and not every group accepts everybody's posts, but you want to make sure that you check the group rules and you want to share with the group. You want to start a discussion based on that particular article or that post. And then the last column is that you add it to your HS rotation, which is a Hootsuite. If you're not familiar with Hootsuite, it is a scheduling program for your social media. Once we have your blurbs created, then we schedule those on Hootsuite. So let's talk about blurb inventory. So this is typically what we do with every single article on your website. So it would be the title of the article is in the green here, like the richness of authentic diversity. To the right, on the right column at the top, there's that little blue link. It's a very lengthy hyperlink, but that is the actual link that would send people to that particular blog article on your site. From that, we want to create a short, what they call a bit.ly link, which just is a fancy way of taking your long URL link and chunking it down to this very consumable, especially on Twitter. Twitter only has you doing a certain amount of characters, so you don't want to be posting the super long link, or you won't have any room to type anything else. So for example, a short tweet for this particular blurb for this article is help grow your life and develop an in-depth view of the ways diversity helps you be you. Learn more. Click here, basically. So if they're interested in learning about the ways that diversity can help people be themselves, they'll hopefully click on your article to read more. And if your article has a specific call to action, hopefully they will take that action. And then on the right column, we have longer posts for Facebook and LinkedIn. And you're not limited here. You could actually do a paragraph or even 2 or 3 paragraphs if you wanted to. But again, these are really just excerpted from your articles on your website. So I will just read the second one here as being the shorter one, but spirited teams go hand in hand with spirited conversations. These are valuable components of organizations that want to achieve the peak of success. Learn more. Simple as that. So these two things hand in hand with the publishing schedule, these are all ways of systematizing your process. The next strategy is to create client attraction systems. So this is Ruth, and Ruth has a company called The Nesting Chick. Ruth is actually not somebody I would have considered to be in my target market as a coach. However, one of my clients referred Ruth to me. Ruth sells unique products for the home, and her target market is mostly women in business, women who travel a lot, and what she provides them is comfortable products for the home, so when they come home to nest, that they have these beautiful items to come home to. But I believe in the principles of marketing here, and the same applies whether you're a coach and you're promoting an idea and a concept, or you're promoting products. In Ruth's case, that's what we did. We took her product inventory, we created blurbs, which basically we just took the descriptions of what she was describing with an image, and her stuff is perfect for those visual mediums. And I'm going to share with you here her metrics report. And as I say here, Ruth started working with us in August of 2015. We assembled a comprehensive package of social media marketing and engagement strategies. And in just 2 months, Ruth's numbers increased dramatically over all these platforms. That would be Facebook, Twitter, her newsletter, and website traffic. We got her a lot more, and I'll show you that in a moment. But also the visual, the Pinterest. Of course, her products fit beautifully for Pinterest. And in the recent months, we started to do Instagram for her. So although that's not documented on this particular report that I'm showing you, we've been able to get a lot of interest for her products and connect her with new people on Instagram as well. But you can see if you look at the numbers for her, let's just look at her newsletter subscribers. Got her from 4 in the month of August, and we didn't do a newsletter in September, but in October we had 112 new subscribers because we invited them with a coupon to come and join her mailing list, and they signed up, and then we have more people to market to. Her website also, in the month of September, she only had 55 unique visitors, and in the following month we had 1,131 unique visitors. And the page views also increased from just over 1,800 to close to 9,000 page views. Next, we'll talk about automating relationship building. So this is about growing your audience and providing them relevant content. So here's another story about my client, Sandy. Sandy is a coach for financial advisors. I've actually had 2 of those clients doing the same thing. They don't even know each other. But anyway, Sandy actually had a couple of issues. So one is that he actually had so much content. And in fact, Sandy came to me because he wanted somebody who could help him get that content into his newsletter. So every week, without fail, every Thursday he would publish his blog article, or he would stand in front of his camera at home. He would get dressed up in his suit and tie, and in front of his personal at-home camera would record a video blog, what he calls a vlog. And so week after week he would struggle over what I should write, and by the way, he had a ton of content. When I started working with him, I said, why are you even writing anymore? You have so much content here. Like you should just be repurposing what you have. His content went back to, I think it started at 2008, and he had all the archives right there on his site. So it was almost overwhelming. And I said, honestly, I really feel, and I mean, he didn't come to me for this advice, but I thought, and I suggested to him, why don't you just update some of the content that's older on the site, make sure that it's evergreen. You can either put a new date on it, for this week as a new post, because they won't know whether they've seen it before. And of course you've updated it, so it's almost like a new version, or remove the date altogether and just have evergreen content that's on your site. That's actually what I recommend, because if you're going to repurpose and you're going to do these blurbs that I'm talking about, they shouldn't be driven to a page that has a date of 2012, right? So the other problem that Sandy had, I mentioned 2 problems. It's not a problem that he had too much content. He just, like I said, the problem was that he was spending the time developing new content when I felt his time would be better spent with something else. The other problem was that he had what I call a dead list. And again, this goes back to dying on the vine, but I asked him, how many people are on your subscription list? I mean, how many people are you sending these blog articles to directly? Because that was his main focus. Let's get this out to my mailing list. He had 2,000 people on his mailing list. Not bad. Not super awesome, but not bad number. However, he only had the same 200 people, 200 out of 2,000, 200 people week after week were the only people opening his emails. We don't know if they read the articles or not, but it was the same 200 people. Apparently they're very supportive, they're big fans of his, but those 200 people weren't taking any action to work with him. So I called that a dead list, and I felt like he was really spinning his wheels at this point. So you're struggling to make the content, and you're sending it out to people who really aren't paying any attention, unfortunately. So, we needed to find him a new audience and provide that new audience with content, and those people have likely never seen any of his posts. So as a result of what we were able to do for Sandy and connecting him with new people, and we have lots of strategies around that, we got him from 12 unique visitors in April, and the following month we had 212 new visitors to his site. We also increased his page views. In April he had 15, and in May he had 209. And the average time spent, the average duration on his website went from 0. They'd click on his site and then click away immediately. It was increased to 35 seconds. Now, 35 seconds is not a huge amount of time, but probably enough to consume his content, that one article. Certainly numbers have increased since the time that I took the screenshot, but nonetheless, it was still, a marked improvement. Next strategy is to leverage your expertise across multiple platforms. So this is Dana, and Dana was actually the person who really helped to get you here on this webinar, because what we did for her is we did get her, and I'll show you in a moment, 216 new visitors to her website. So Dana is what she calls herself a chief transformationist, and she's also a marketing strategist. And she came to me to work with her, partner up with her, and also to work with some of her clients. And again, marketing is marketing, so I adapt the strategies that we would use for her clients as well. And we were able to connect her with some new people, and here it is. Here's the numbers. So in February, when we started working with her, she had 1 unique visitor to her website the whole month of February. But in March, of course, we had to develop her content, repurpose it, blurb it out, so to speak. But in 1 month, we were able to do all of that and get her 216 new visitors to her website. So a total of 217. And look, her page views went from 3 to 222. So people were really clicking around her site, which is huge. You want to get people to your site. Why? Because you want them to read your content, your article, etc. But you also want them to click around a little bit and learn about you and learn more about how you can help them. So it's great if they're clicking around your site. That's fantastic. So you should know these numbers. I encourage that. And then lastly, you want to entertain, educate, and engage your audience. And that would be things like inviting them to share, telling them to share, asking them to share, not telling, but inviting them to like, ask them to comment. Did you love this article? Or what did you think about this particular topic? Or what is your favorite way of marketing? Or anything like that, anything that will engage them, get some interest. And when you get even one person to comment, more people feel comfortable to comment. Just want to make sure that you're, again, you can educate people and be entertaining at the same time, but you also want to get that engagement factor. I know I went through them very quickly. I'm trying to be respectful of time here, but the 7 strategies recap: utilize existing content, publicize your posts, systematize your marketing process, create client attraction systems, automate your relationship building, leverage your expertise across multiple platforms, entertain, educate, and engage your audience. I do want to say one other thing about the automate your relationship building part, because I don't really think I touched on it as much as I really did want to, because this is an important component. You do need to be growing your audience. One strategy is that you could actually go to even your competitors, or what I like to call your complementary colleagues, and find who's following them. And if they're a good fit for you, I'm talking about Twitter here as one strategy. There's many others, and I'd be happy to talk to you about those. But if you can find your competitors on Twitter and you can find out who's following them, follow those people if you feel they're a good fit, because likely if they're interested in what your competitors are talking about, they're probably going to be interested in the slant that you take on the same topic. You're not stealing anyone. You're just saying, hey, I think you might be interested in what I have to say. So I'm going to follow you, and hopefully you'll follow me back. So that is one way of doing that. Now, there are many platforms where you can actually automate that whole process, and we actually provide that for our clients. So there's lots of strategy there. And then lastly, of course, just talking about measuring your results with metrics. You want to have some type of way that you're tracking. And I actually use this Excel spreadsheet that I created, and we want to see every single number increase month to month, and every number except for the unsubscribed of your newsletter. We do want to track that, because it's just good to know how many people you might have sent away for whatever reason. They have their own reasons. People unsubscribe for all kinds of reasons, and typically it's nothing to do with they don't like you or like what you have to say. There's just not a good fit. But we just like to track that number. But I just say here, every other number should be increasing. And for your website numbers, you want to make sure that you have installed Google Analytics. And if you're not sure, you should talk to your web designer about that. That's super important. You want to know how many people are going to your site month after month, because if you're not driving traffic, let's face it, it's very rare that you might find somebody who stumbles upon your website. And certainly blogging actually helps for SEO as well. If you're interested in having my metrics spreadsheet that I've created, just I'll give you a way that you can reach out to me, and I'll be happy to send this to you. So to summarize, visibility plus consistency equals opportunity. And those opportunities are to connect with more people, to highlight your expertise, to educate, entertain, and engage, and ultimately to gain more clients for your business. Writing and promoting your blog allows you to be more visible, build those relationships, and share your expertise. And more people reading your blog can directly translate into more people wanting to work with you. I know what you're thinking. None of this is in my zone of genius. This is not really what I want to be doing. And great, more work that I don't want to do, that I now need to add to my list of things to do. I want to tell you, you don't need to spend hours and hours trying to come up with content for your next blog article. You already have content on your blog and you're struggling to come up with new content week after week or even every month. Stop. You don't need to do that. You don't need to spend hours and hours creating memes and writing status updates to promote your blog content. You don't need to spend hours and hours scheduling your posts on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And you don't need to spend hours and hours measuring the effectiveness of your social media efforts. Because I know that you would rather be spending your time creating new products and services, writing a book, having more sales conversations, and working with your clients. So I have a solution for you. My business has been helping clients for many years to implement the ideas that are in my 7-step client attraction system. I have had so many requests for people who want the ideas but don't want to pay the higher price point that our implementation comes with. So I have designed this program to be an online course that you would go through, and I'll open up the I'm going to actually show you the back end of it in just a moment. But this is the 7-step system that we've touched on very briefly throughout this webinar. It is at a lower price point so that anybody can afford to learn all of the strategies that I recommend that have been super successful for my business and for the clients I've worked with. And I'd like you to have the benefit and be able to do this on your own and be able to do this at a lower price point. So here are some of the benefits of the program. You will learn how to effectively boost your blog content, a lot of what we've discussed here in this webinar, so that you can attract your ideal clients, and that is the key. You will improve your current social media strategy and client acquisition process. And if you don't have these things in place currently, don't worry, we've got you covered there too. You will be provided with opportunities to achieve increased visibility. Plus, you'll be able to diagnose and remedy holes in growing your audience. So here's a little hint. If only 3 people are following you on Twitter, then only 3 people will ever have the chance to see your tweets. You will also be able to create systemization and consistency for your marketing processes and audience engagement. So you remember the secret to the marketing success is visibility plus consistency. You will know what, when, and how to share on social media so that your posts aren't viewed as purely self-promotional, yet you'll still show up as an authority on your topic. And you can remain focused on the aspects of your business that you are passionate about. So to learn more and to register and to have immediate access, you can go to www.upscaleyourbusiness.com/system. In this do-it-yourself program, the price point is much lower. It's $9.97, 1 full payment, or you can do 3 payments of $3.97. So really affordable for anybody, wherever you are, whatever stage you are in the financial aspects of your business. This program will help you to get where you need to get to much faster than if you were to just figure all this out on your own. Just to share with you, I had to learn all of this on my own. It took me many years. I've created a system out of this. I've implemented this system over and over again for
many clients for many years, and it has been very successful for my clients. And I wanted to be able to provide this in a way that, you know, you can take the ideas, you can implement them on your own, but you would be provided with the ideas, with the strategies, and everything that I know that has been proven to work. And by the way, you have lifetime access to this program. So anytime that we update it, and it will be updated anytime there's a new strategy or a strategy that we offer is no longer viable, then we remove it. So you will have lifetime access to this program. Take a look, see what you think. If you have any questions, or if you do want to work with me and my team so that we implement it for you, by all means, we can do that. Shoot me an email. You can send it to support@upscaleyourbusiness.com. And let me know that you're interested in having us work with you, and we'll be more than happy to talk to you about that. Thought I would share with you the back end of this program. It's a do-it-yourself, step-by-step system for getting more clients, and I thought it would help you to see a visual of how this would look if you did enroll in the program. It is a do-it-yourself. I do offer a done-for-you program that's exactly the same way. It's laid out. It's just offered at a much higher price point than this do-it-yourself. This is newly launched. This is the exact same program, except that my team and I would not be implementing for you. This is for you to have all of the ideas, to take them, to implement them if you like the idea. And if not you, perhaps you have a virtual assistant or support team that can help you with these items. So I just thought I would walk you through it a little bit just to show you the back end. So I say it's a 7-step system. However, we offer an 8th step in this program, and it is a very comprehensive program. The 8th step that we include here, which is not in this 7-step system, is laying the foundation to optimize results. That's this here. And we offer this as a 8th step because it really is the foundation. It really is, if we're going to work to drive traffic to your website, that all of these items are already in place so that you can effectively take your prospects from just having an interest to taking the next steps to consulting with you, and then hopefully to working with you. We want to set you up for the best possible outcomes, for the best possible success that you can achieve. So we're just going to run through this kind of quickly, and you can see here's all of the items that we suggest for laying the foundation. You know, then we jump into the 7 steps. You'll recognize the UPSCALE for upscale, and so we have utilize existing content, and we talk specifically about what to do in there. And you'll notice, let's see, if I were to go into, let's say, here, we'll go into understand your potential clients. I just want to show you the back end of this. So you will get a description of, you know, why I suggest this, and then you have a video that you can watch, and it tells you exactly how long the video is to watch. They're pretty brief, 10 minutes and under. Most are under 10 minutes. And you can click on enter full screen right here, and you'll be able to watch this in a larger format. I offer you templates that you can edit for your needs. So everything is here, and again, I'll just scroll down the side here. We've got publicize your post, systematize your marketing process, create client attraction systems, and you can see it is a very comprehensive program. Honestly, it shouldn't take you, but a couple of weeks to get everything in place that you need, and then you'll be off and running, and have a greater chance at the success that you so much want in your business. So to learn more about the program, and if you are interested in registering, you can visit www.upscaleyourbusiness.com/system. And look forward to having you in the program.
These are some images of my Upscale Your Business family. These are some of my happy clients, and I would really love to add your image to this page. Would love to get an opportunity to find out more about you, your business, and see how we can help you to be consistent and to have more visibility. So I think that takes us to some Q&A, some questions and answers. And while we do that, I'm just going to leave this on the page with my website, and if you have a question, there's my email address. It's jamie@upscaleyourbusiness.com. Jamie is spelled Jaimie, and that's it.
Very cool. Jamie, I'm going to put that, will you slide back to the screen where the link is for them to do the
Yes,
strategy
right
session
there.
with you? Yeah. Okay. And so we can't take live callers on the call here, but we can take questions via chat. I can take questions via Facebook, chat as well. So if you have any questions for Jamie or for the process here, you can type those questions into the chat. I'm going to ask some questions that have been sent in via the other chat function I have here. So Jamie, how many articles should someone have on their website?
Well, I actually recommend 5 to start. 5 to 10 is ideal, but 5 to start. We typically will blurb 5 articles a month if you have a lot of content. That's really all that you need. So I suggest, we would have these go in a rotating fashion when you're posting on your social media. So you might have, let's say, articles 1 through 5, and then you have tweets A through E, right? So A, B, C, D, E, and then Facebook posts also A, B, C, D, and E. So you might have article 1, tweet A. Then we would go to article 2, tweet A, and article 3, tweet A. And we rotate it that way until we get through, tweet E, and then we start over again. And the more that you add in, and that's why we say, start with 5 and then add another 5. And then, but really, honestly, you could have the same 10 or 12 articles on your website and just repurpose them from here until the end of time. Certainly as you're inspired to write something new, I encourage you to do it. But, 5 to 10 is ideal. And, really, the thing is, people, they don't always see your posts. So that's why I talked about, dies on the vine. You post it once on social media, that's it, it's done. And unless somebody stumbles on it, you've spent all that time and then it's posted once and that's it. So this is just a way of repurposing your content and keeping it out there.
Totally. Okay, cool. And then how often should I share my content?
So I suggest, and I have clients who are different mindsets on this. I always give them my suggestion, and this is what it is. I suggest sharing 5 to 6 times a day, 7 days a week. And certainly you want to skip any major holidays or any other special dates. If you're just posting, 1 time a day or 2 times a day, and I know because I have clients who are like, I don't know, I'm not comfortable putting out, 6 tweets in a day, and I do understand that. But if you're strategic about it, you're going to catch people. And remember, people are on different time zones. So, you might catch a few people in the morning doing a tweet, and then some people in the afternoon, and some people are on in the evenings. So if people are turned off by the fact that you're posting so much, that's okay. You can take that to heart if they tell you, or they can, stop following you on Twitter if they're bothered by it. Again, it's just more opportunity. That's really all that's why I suggest 5 to 6 times a day, but 7 days a week. Like, why not? That's my philosophy. Why not just be there, be at the party? Like, I am not a huge fan of Twitter. I'm not, but I'm at the party every single day. I'm posting several times a day. My tweets do get a lot of likes, thumbs up, and shares. That to me is terrific. But do I love Twitter? No, I don't. But it's a party, and I feel like I should be there. And that's really my philosophy about that.
Yeah, totally. And I would actually, I post on holidays too, because I actually find a lot of, even all holidays, because there's certain holidays that other people don't celebrate. Christians don't do Jewish holidays and Jews don't do Christian ones. So as your coach, I'm going to say, why not? Why not do it on holidays too?
I agree with you.
I have made, I've had, Ryan Dice does, big event on Black Friday. And, there's other people who, with divorced families and things like that nowadays, like people could be working on those holidays. So you just really never know.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you addressed the question of I'm scared to be posting too much. I only have a couple of articles on my website, but there's really not a too much kind of thing, right? We know that the more you're out there, the more you have the possibility of getting people to know, like, and trust you. And the one thing I enjoy about Jamie is working with her and her team. It's not just you. She's not just going to be a virtual assistant who does stuff and then is just waiting around for you to, she doesn't just only do stuff. She's going to be the kind of assistant that says, well, are we doing this? And how about we do that? And have you thought about this, right? Because she's thinking ahead more strategically about what needs to be done for you guys to be successful. So if you've had some, time in the past where you've worked with an assistant and they just did what you told them to do and they didn't do it right or didn't get a result or something like that. That's not what you're getting when you work with Jamie or Jamie's team, because she's really taking a look at, she's studying all these things herself. She's implementing the resources that, you know, I teach her in classes, and that she takes classes other places as well. So you're getting sort of the best of all the worlds by having somebody who's really dialed into all of this content. Okay, so it looks like some people got the link and they're registering there. So we might be instinct here that you want to just have a conversation with Jamie. Now would be the time to do it, so you don't have to pay the $300 fee to get that assessment taken care of and to get on that call with Jamie. Let's see, other questions here is, I don't have time to write, but I'm wondering how often I should be posting new articles.
Well, again, I say, you know, 5 to 10 articles is really all that you need. If you are, you know, if you don't want to write your own content, I have lots of resources to get it done for you. So that's another option. You know, there are some terrific writers out there. So if you kind of give them the slant, you can get we can get for you a really great article that then you can edit and put your own voice into it. So you really don't need to spend all of that, you know, time struggling over it. If you can just get, you know, like I said, 5 great articles to start. I would suggest that you write a couple of articles yourself. If you have nothing, you know, practice it. It really will help you to, you know, position yourself as the authority on your topic. You know, share a little bit about yourself, share a little bit about your own experience, and let people feel like you're inviting people in to connect with you. But you really don't, you know, there are lots of people out there who specialize in writing. So, you know, we are connected with many of those people. I have some people on my team that do writing for my clients as well. So.
All right, I think everybody is actively taking advantage of that opportunity there. And I don't have any more questions, and we're close to the top of the hour here. So I am good, Jamie, unless you have any other questions or comments.
No, just thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you all for coming and playing with us today. And I'm really looking forward to, you know, those of you who've taken advantage of the offer, I really look forward to speaking with you.
And if you'd like to come hang out with Jamie some more, and if maybe this offer wasn't right for you right now and you just need some more time to get to know her and what she can be doing, as the productivity mentor, she posts inside the Expand Your Impact Facebook group quite often. She's in there playing around, contributing her awesomeness and supporting you guys as entrepreneurs there every day. And she gets, is it Fridays your day to give the productivity tips?
It is Friday, but it is on Fridays typically, but I do want to mention I'm leaving town tomorrow. So I'm probably going to miss this Friday, but we'll be back. Yeah. But we'll be back as soon as possible. And I might post even maybe if it's off day this week, but typically on Fridays you can see my old posts from the previous Fridays. They're all there. So
yeah, totally. Go in that Facebook group if you're not requested to join. I do have to let you in because I want to make sure only the best people are in there. But if you want to go and play in there, you can also get access to all the other great content from all the other mentors as well as myself. And with that, I'm going to close this out. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.